You were body slamming pillows before you even knew how to spell pain. Every couch cushion was a turnbuckle. Every hallway walk, an entrance. You weren't just playing, you were becoming. While other kids dreamt of scoring goals or flying jets, you wanted pyro, pop, a crowd chanting your name. Wrestling wasn't fake to you, it was religion. Good versus evil, blood, sweat and glory, told in canvas and ropes. The first time you saw someone fly off the top rope, you didn't blink. You whispered, "I'm going to do that." You started young, hit the gym before your bones were ready, lifted weights twice your size. You learned how to fall without breaking, how to sell pain without crying. The first bump knocked the air out of your lungs like a car crash. You couldn't breathe. But you got up smiling, because this pain meant progress. While your friends were drinking at parties, you were taping your wrists in a community center locker room, next to a busted vending machine. You drove 6 hours for 5 minutes of ring time in front of 20 people and a flickering spotlight. No one clapped. No one cared. You still went all in, because one kid asked for your autograph and for a moment, you were someone. You wrestled through twisted ankles and food poisoning. You iced your back in gas station bathrooms. You rehearsed promos in motel mirrors. Sometimes you didn't get paid, just a handshake, and a long drive home in silence. But that was fine, because one day, the music would hit for you. One day, they'd rise to their feet and scream your name. Then came the opportunity, the tryout, the call, the shot. Your heart pounded like entrance drums. You smiled through the pain. You said yes to everything. You killed yourself to get noticed, because you weren't chasing fame, you were chasing meaning. But the dream, it didn't look like the posters. You walked into a corporate machine. Suddenly, you weren't a wrestler. You were a product. New name, new gimmick. Sometimes a Viking, sometimes a tennis player who screamed a lot. You weren't allowed to speak from the heart. You were handed a promo. Read it, word for word, no improve. You went from slamming bodies to hitting marks for the hard cam. Clothesline, look left, finisher, hold, smile, cue pyro, cut to commercial. You adjusted. You smiled through the chaos. But slowly, your soul started tearing. Backstage was politics. You shook every hand, nodded at every fake compliment. Never sat in the wrong seat, because one bad impression could kill months of momentum. And even when you crushed a match, sometimes no one said a word. Your body, that gave up long ago. Back spasms, knees clicking, ribs that wouldn't expand fully. You learned how to tape everything, hide everything, perform through concussions, because missing a show meant missing rent. And missing rent meant losing the dream. Painkillers started as a fix, then became a routine, then a dependence. You weren't living anymore. You were surviving between entrances. Then came the silence. 1 week, your name wasn't on the booking sheet. You thought it was a mistake. You texted someone. They left you on red. And that was it. No goodbye match, no speech, no thank you. Just a vanishing act. The company moved on. New talent, new stories. Your finisher now belongs to someone else. Your gimmick rebranded. You tried to live normal. Get a job. Wake up without pain. But the cheers, the pop, the feeling of mattering for just 10 minutes never left your chest. Sometimes a fan sees you in a supermarket. Dude, I used to love your stuff. That's it. And somehow, that's enough to keep your heart beating steady for the rest of the day. Because even if they forgot you, you mattered. For one match, one moment, one Raw. And that's why it sucks to be a wrestler. And that's exactly why You never stop showing up.